Good evening. Good evening, all. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss with. In today's class, we are going to discuss with a new concept called as tuple. So, in the previous class, we have gone with a list. So, in today's class, we are going with a new concept that is tuple. So, what is a tuple? So, tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. So, it is a concept. So, what we are going to do? So, it is a what you see here. So, it is a sequence of immutable Python objects. So, immutable Python objects. So, that one we call it as tuple. So immutable means, so what you can tell, what is immutable? Which can't be moved from one place to another. So that one we call it as immutable here. So understand. So 1 minute. Okay. So this one we are tuple. So tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. So suppose there are set of elements like a list. Inside the list you have given 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once these elements are placed, they cannot be changed. That is called the same. They can be changed. That is called as a mutable. So whereas this one we call it as tuples, we call it as immutable. So what is the meaning of immutable? So immutable means it is a sequence of immutable Python objects. So tuples are sequences just like list. The only difference is that tuples can't be changed. That is, tuples are immutable, whereas list is mutable. So once values ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ರೆ values na change ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತೀವಿ tuples. Okay, so tuples use parentheses whereas list use square brackets. So keep in your mind, tuples use parentheses ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. So that we call it as tuple. So list we use square brackets, so that is array brackets. Okay, so now you come for the next particular slide. So what is the next slide? We have examples. So first is a tuple, that is introduction. Now you go with the examples on tuples. So in today's class, we will be only discussing what is tuples and some of the worked examples on that. Okay, so example on tuples. So first, there is a set of tuple. So I give the name as stat tuple is equal to same name what I have given constructed using the list I am taking here. That is stat tuple is equal to Nithilan, Arini, Anjani, Shama and Imma. So now you are going to print that stat tuple. So that way, what will be the output that we will see in the hands-on session. Okay, so for now I will be describing. When you print, what you will get, that we will see in the hands-on session. Okay, so similarly, accessing the tuple items, range of indexes and negative indexes. So, so access tuple items, range of index and negative index. So first I have given it as stud the tuple is equal to Nithilan, Harini, Anjani, Shama and Imma. When you print stud of tuple, it will give you all the values inside the brackets. So if you are printing stud of stud, print stud tuple of 2. So stud tuple of 2. So what the 2 will do? So what the 2 will do? So 2 is going to print all the contents which are there in location 2. So which is there in location 2. So either you can get, if it is ranging from 0, so you will get the output as Anjani. If you are getting from 1 and 2, you will get Harini. Understanding? So next you come for the start tuple of -2. So -1 will give you the last one. -2 will give you Shama as the output. So similarly, now you come with a print stat tuple 2 to 5. So what is 2 to 5 means? This one is 1, this one is 2, 3, 4, 5. After 2, what are all the things you are having? After 2, so leave the 2. So this is first one, this one is second one. Now after 2 up to 5, so that is 3 Anjani, 4 Shamma, 5 Imma are printed here. Understood? Suppose so now you come for this one, -4 -1. So if you go like this, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if you come like that, -1 -2 -3 -4 -5. So what it will do? So from -1, after -1, you are having -2 will be printed, -3 will be printed, -4 will be printed. So output you will be getting it as Shamma, Anjani and Harini. Nodi, you can move either from left to right, or you can also move in right to left also. Understanding? So when you move from left to right, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you move from right to left, it will be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. No -0. Okay, while you're moving from right to left, you will be getting it in terms of -1 only. -0 will not be there. -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. Understood? So that is when you go with a stat tuple of -4 colon -1. So what is -4? -1. This one is -1. -2, -3, -4. So from -4 up to -1 you will get. So from you will get Anjani, Shamma and Imma as the output. So we can once again clarify what will be the output in the next in the programmatic session when I go with the examples. So now you come with the next topic. So next topic is access tuples, range and index. Now change the tuple values. Okay. So once the tuple is created, you cannot change its value. Tuples are immutable. What is the meaning of immutable? You can't change the values once you have inserted. So that we call it as immutable. But there is a workaround. You can replace. So you can convert the tuple into list, change the list and convert back into tuple. Understanding what I am telling? So you can't change the contents of the tuple, but the thing is which can be changed? A list can be changed. So now you can convert a tuple into list and you can modify the list and convert back the list into tuple. So understand the things. So tuples are immutable. That is, you can't change the values of the tuple. Suppose if you want to change the value of a tuple, what should be done? So if you are changing the value, first you need to convert the tuple into list. Then change the contents of the list. As list is a mutable, that means you can change the contents of the list. So you can convert the tuple into list, change the list and convert the list back into the tuple. Understanding? So this is the concept now. So for example, I am taking here. So what is the tuple we are taking? So first you get, see here, it will start from here. So what you give it here, stat tuple is equal to under tuple. Tuple means you will start with parenthesis. So bracket open, Nithilan, Arini, Anjani, Shama and Imma, bracket close. Now you are printing. Okay. So now you need to convert a tuple into list. So tuple is to be converted into list. So what is the input? Tuple is the input. What is the output? List is the output. So for now, we are converting a tuple into list. So how do you convert a tuple into list? So that is using this scenario. That is S is equal to list of stud tuple. So what is S? S is now a list. Understanding? So what is S now? So S is now a list. Understood? So how you convert a tuple into list? By using the code list of stat tuple, where stat tuple is a tuple. Understanding? So after that, now once you have a yes, what is yes? Yes is the list. Now you change the contents. As list, the contents of the list can be changed. You can directly take S of 1 is equal to Newton. So initially S of 1 you are having Nithilan, Harini, Anjani, Shama and Imma. Now you are replacing the first element with Northern. So that means Netherlands will be replaced with Northern if it is ranging from 1. Okay, Artha madkoli, while giving the values, you should take it as 0 or 1. So if it is you are taking it as 0, Netherlands will not be replaced, Arini will be replaced with Northern. If it is this one is 1, so you can take it as Netherlands will be replaced with Northern. Okay, so now which one is replaced? So now in place of Netherlands, you have written Northern. Understood? So after that, now you have to change the list into tuple. So convert list to a tuple. So what should be done? So input is list. That is what is list? S is the list. So what is a tuple? So for that you give it as start tuple. So start tuple you can give, this is the output variable, you can give whatever you want, but this one should be same. So there you have for converting the tuple into list, you given it as list of start tuple, whereas while converting from list to tuple, you given it as tuple of S, where S is the list. Here list of start tuple we consider it as tuple. Understood? So finally you print the start tuple here. This is the change. So suppose if you want to change the tuple values, what should be done? Tuple to be converted into list by using list of tuple, list bracket open tuple name. So again change the list by using the statement. Okay. So again convert the list back into tuple. So converting the list into tuple, we give it as tuple of S, where S is a list. Understood? Understanding? So now you come to the next particular slide. Loop through a tuple. So what is the concept of looping through tuple means? You are executing set of elements here. So set of elements will be printed. So looping through tuples. So start tuple we have taken. Inside the brackets you have given so many values. Now you print start tuple. So when you print start tuple, what you will get, each and every names you will be getting inside one line only. So print of start tuple. So it will print the tuple in each and every in one line only. Suppose if you want to insert for looping concept, so you have to give it like that for X in start tuple. So each and every, if you go for list or if you go with tuple, so each and every elements in the list or a tuple, we consider it as x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. For each x, that is for X in start tuple. What is the X? Nithilan is the X1, Harini is X2, Anjani is X3, Shamma X4, Imma is X5. So for X in straight tuple, so you're writing it as print X. So now at the each and every loop, you'll be first you will print Nithilan, next Harini, Anjani, and so on. So this is looping concept. Check if an item exists or not. So check for an item if it is exist or not. So for that you take it as stat tuple. First you have to take. So stat tuple you give n number of values. Next you print the particular tuple. Now you check for a key element if it exists. So for that you have to insert one key element. So how to take the one key element? So that we will take the using key is equal to input, enter the name to search. So enter the name to search means you are inputting one key value here. Okay. So now if key in stat tuple, now you are searching for an item. So you are searching for an item. So what you can tell like that. So if you are now you are searching for a key element in each. So for that I will be giving it as if key in stat tuple. If key in stat tuple. So if key is present in the stat tuple, then what you will be printing is the key is in the tuple. Else key is not in the tuple. So this is the how you find. So can anybody can guess which tuple, which scenario you are going to use? Which type of searching technique? Which type of searching technique is being used here? So keep in your mind, is the array or whatever, array or list or tuple. Are you dividing any n number of elements? You are not dividing any n number of elements. So for each and everything, you are taking it as you are searching with key element. So searching with key element. So if key in stat tuple, print yes, the key is in the tuple, else key is not found. That means key element is being compared with stat tuple, which is the stat tuple you are having. For key in stat tuple, that means stat tuple first one is Nithilan. So if you have given it as Manoj, so Manoj in first in stat tuple, which is the first value, Nithilan. Manoj double equals Manoj in Nithilan. No. So again you find Manoj in Harini. No. Next Manoj in Anjani. No. So at that time, what you will get when all the if condition is getting false, you will get it as key is not found in the tuple. Understood? Suppose you take the key value is Harini. So Harini in Nithilan and Harini in stat tuple. No, at that time you take it as key is not found in the tuple. So this is the linear search method what you are going to use in tuples or list or whatever. Any Python basics concepts will always go with a linear searching method only. There is no binary search or any other searching algorithms are not there. So here we are only going with a linear search. I'll go with a linear search only. Okay, so now you come for the next tuple length. So suppose if you want to print the tuple length, first take the length, next you give print length of stat tuple, print length of stat tuple. So that will give you all the values. So similarly, suppose if you want to add the items, what should be done? So So what is suppose as you all know tuples you can't add any items. Okay. So suppose if you want to add the items, what should be done? Tuple is to be converted into list and add an item and then tuple is to be converted into list, add an item and convert the list into tuple. Okay, so now I am going here. So I have given it a stat tuple is equal to taken 5 values and I have taken stat tuple of 5 is equal to Kavita. So can you guess what you will get as an error? Can you guess what is the error you are having? Understand? Understanding? So okay, you have to keep in your mind. So you can't add an items once the tuple is created. Okay. So here there is an error. So you have taken it as Nithilan, Harini, Anjani, Shamayima. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 also. So you if you go with 5, it will take it as Kavita. So what will be the thing? It is printing as an error. Can you guess why? Because you can't insert any item into the tuple. It should be inserted during the creation itself. Okay, so if you are adding afterwards, then that stat tuple is to be converted into list. So we can't add a new item, so you are getting it as an error. So here very important concept is you can't add the items because you are getting it as error. Understanding? So this one we are getting it as an error here. So create a tuple with one item. So what to do to create a tuple with one item? So how do you create a tuple? To create a tuple with only one item, you have to add a comma after the item. Otherwise, Python will not recognize it as a tuple. You have to add a comma after the item. So what you should do, you should add a comma after the item. So you take it as stat tuple is equal to Nisse comma. Okay, Nisse comma. Print type of stat tuple. It will tell you type. You are going with what? Print of stat tuple. If you are given, it will print it as Nisse. Print type of stat tuple means whether it what data type you are sharing, that one will be printed here. So similarly, if you go with stat tuple is equal to double quote Nissi. So what it will print? This one will not recognize as a tuple. So as you all know, in order to insert only one element into tuple, you have to go with a comma. So suppose remove items. Tuples are unchangeable, so you can't remove any items from it, but you can delete the tuple completely. Understanding? You can't remove one or more items, but if you want to do so, you can go with a delete operation. Delete the tuple completely. So for that one, I have taken it as stat tuple is equal to Nithilan, Arini, Anjani, Shama, and Imma. Print of stat tuple. So print of stat tuple. So now it will print. Now similarly you will go with del stat tuple. So what the del of stat tuple will do? It will delete that particular tuple here. So that is del of stat tuple. So if you print again print of stat tuple, what you will get? You will get it as error because you have deleted already the stat tuple there. So now you come for the joining two tuples. Join operations, joining two tuples. So I will take two tuples. So how you are going to join? So first, how you are going to join? I have taken stat tup. Tup is equal to some names. Tup one is equal to some names. So stub new one is equal to stud tup plus stud tup one. So print of stud now. So what the print of stud now will do? It will choose both stud tup as well as stud tup one. So you are going to join the two tuples using plus. So that is the only thing. You can't have any append or extend what you see in the list. So while joining two tuples, you are in the list you were having append, extend, and also you have plus operator also. But when you go with adjoining two tuples, so you now you have only one operation, that is plus. So similarly, now you come for the tuple constructor. So if you want to create a new tuple, so how you are going to construct? So for that you have to take it as start tup is equal to tuple of bracket open, and so inside that you give it as double quote. So double quote, Nithilan, Arini, Anjani, Shamma, and Imma. Bracket two brackets you have to place. So that one is the new tuple what you have created. ಅದು tuple ಅಂತ create ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ first ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ constructor. What the constructor will do? It will create a new tuple. So in order to create a new tuple, what you will give? So tuple bracket open, Nithilan, Harini, Anjani. So two brackets you have to give. So then only you can tell the tuple is created. Understood. Now you come for the tuple methods. So what are all the methods you have and that can be applied on tuples? So first tuple method is count. Okay. So first you have to create a tuple. Start tup is equal to a tuple of this many values. So now you are going with a print. So count method will always go with a so it will always go with print of stud up. What is stud up? It is a tuple name dot count of imma. So what it will count of imma? It will return stud up dot count of imma. So it will count for how many characters in that. So now you come for the index method. So first is count, next is index. At which index the particular so, so why you are getting it as index? Index will give you which location the element is. So in tuple we have taken so many values. You can range from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you go for print start the tuple name dot index of one of the value, one of the tuple value. So where is the Shama? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at for location 5 you will be getting this particular as answer. So this is index method. Okay. So this is up to tuples concept. So I think you have gone with so you have gone with in the tuple concepts. So tuple concepts will be ended here. So you up to here will be the tuples. Now after this theory concept, now I will go with next I will go with so next is a dictionary part. So that I will continue in the next class. So now we shall understand the tuple concept and work on hands-on session using Google Colab, so that I will be sharing in the next video. Okay, so here I will be ending this particular session. So we shall see in the next hands-on session on Python tuples. So hands-on sessions on